Story time. Yo, I remember writing my first ever poem. I was chilling at my house, and I remember picking up a pen and a pencil, and I couldn't even tell you what was really motivating me. I think I was like inspired by some hip hop or some R&B music that I was listening to. And I remember writing it down, and in that moment, I thought what I had just put pen to paper on was easily the greatest thing that the world would ever hear. I was like, yo, like I got bars, listen to me. And it was such an innocent and beautiful moment to have. I remember that time and just how simple it was. And I think about that time now in comparison to who I am now as an artist and all the things that now come with being an artist. Like, I remember just sitting there and just writing with no expectation, no other external motivation besides wanting to put pen to pad and share this story that I had in my mind. And it seems so beautiful. Versus now, there's all this expectation, all these, lofty ideas and thoughts that I have to consider when I'm creating pieces, and all this perceivable external pressure that I deal with that maybe nobody's even putting. Maybe it's just me who's feeling it. But I don't want this to come off as me complaining, but instead, what I want this to be is an encouragement to you all who are in the midst of this process. There's a myriad of places that I've been throughout the course of the journey. I remember being in a season where I was writing poems every single day. Every single day. I was in college, I had an abundance of free time, and I just was sitting down every day putting something new from pen to pad and just trying to figure out what's the next thing to write, listening to every single poem that I could on Button Poetry, trying to get better, trying to become the next Rudy Francisco, you know what I mean, doing that whole thing. I remember a season where I was intentionally writing for an album, Deficiencies, A Tale from My Dark Side, and anything and everything else that I wrote was really supplementary to try to help me get to that end goal. I remember seasons of drought where I just didn't feel confident in anything that I was writing. And I guess what I'm saying is, don't be dismayed on where you're at in the journey. Like, for real. This story is, I guess, also somewhat of a motivational thing for you to really understand and comprehend the fact that all of us are traversing this journey called life. And we're at different phases, different stages, and even if we're in the same stage and same phase, it may look completely different than another person's, and that's okay. It's okay to be on your own part of your own journey, and for it not to look exactly like somebody else's. If I were to constantly compare where I'm at to somebody else's journey, Lord knows where I'd actually be. Like, I'd probably be so dismayed at the fact that I'm not where, such and such is, that I would have quit long ago. And maybe that's some of you. Maybe some of you have gotten to the point where you're quitting because you're looking at somebody else's path and you're saying, man, how come I'm not there? When in all actuality, you're just in a different phase, at a different spot. And your time is coming as long as you continue to work at it, pray on it, believe in it. Because if I were to judge my 14-year-old self against who I am now, the 14-year-old self would be so proud, but he would wonder, how the hell did we get here? And it took so many years to get from 14 to now. I just didn't make the jump. I have to take the whole journey. So I guess my encouragement and my question to you is, you know, embrace your journey. And as you're on it, what are you gonna do to make sure that you fall in love with the actual portion of the journey that you're in, instead of just looking forward? Because looking forward is beautiful, but looking forward will only get you so far.